brother and I were best friends. I can't think of a time where I don't remember him in my growing up days. You'd hardly find a picture of the two of us apart. We'd always be together. My brother went out with friends for the evening, and in the early hours of the morning, he was across the road from home. There was an altercation with this guy. He takes out a knife and he stabs him. And at 4 in the morning, I hear a knock, and there was my brother, just leaning over into my door. And before he collapsed, he told me what had happened. It was the last time my brother breathed in this earth. And just like that, he was gone. Even now, it feels like it's a terrible, terrible, terrible nightmare that you can wake up from. He was my boy. He really was my boy. And that should never have happened to him. Never. So I went looking for the guy who hurt him. And as I arrived at the door of the police station, they were bringing him in from the other entrance as well. And we almost walked straight into one another. And I tried to get at him, and they held me back. And I looked him in the eye, and I vowed to him right there and then, the next time that I see you, I will kill you. His uncle was a police captain, and the case never ever went to trial, never went anywhere, in fact. I spent the next 10 years of my life in a spiritual wilderness. I was gone. How could this loving God allow this to happen to my family? That was the question that finished me. Even though I was a Christian, I'd never lost the hurt. I never lost the anger. My church presented a new course, Lead Like Jesus. Little did I know what an amazing impact it was going to have on my life. 1 week after finishing the Lead Like Jesus course, I went back to my hometown. And I was driving up a busy street. And as I'm driving, I look up and I see him, my brother's murderer. And the Lord said to me, "Stop the car. I want you to speak to him." And I got out the car and I faced him. Everything drained out of him and he just stopped there. And I said to him, "I come in peace. I'm a born-again Christian, and the Lord has told me to speak to you." And the words that came out of my mouth were, "I forgive you." And when I said that, his shoulders slumped, and he said to me, "Do you know that since that day I killed your brother, I have seen his face in my every waking moment." And then I did something that I never thought I would do. I embraced him. And when I let go of him, I said, "I'd like to pray for you." And there, on the side of the road, was I praying for my brother's murderer. I got back in the car. I burst into tears. I cried and I cried and I cried some more. But this time it was just a release. It was just a release, and this time I understood what forgiveness was and the release that the Lord gives with true forgiveness. Lead Like Jesus was not a course to me. It changed my life. It changed my family's life. Today I'm in full-time ministry. It's where the Lord has always wanted me. It has released everything that was holding me back. Every bondage in my life has been released on that day. And I attribute it to the life-changing ministry that is Lead Like Jesus.